Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jason from Clever Dude Productions and welcome to One Take Wednesday, a show where I take some of the interesting comments that have happened over the last week and instead of just answering it with blah blah blah, do a live demo and test it out for myself. So let's get right into why the audio in the video is so bad on this video, because I normally record with my phone, but today we're going to start with taking a look at GarageBand on here. So you can see Spark Amp here. Spark Amp is turned on. I've got the lightning cable plugged into my iPhone 11 and so the first thing is, like I think I mentioned when I did this on the last video, I'm going to be insane by the time I finish this video, because just trying to deal with this tiny little screen with old eyes is a little more challenging than I would like. So I'm starting the screen recorder so I'll be able to capture, and you'll see that because that'll actually be on the video as I'm playing. So first let's connect to Spark Amp itself. Failed to connect. Retry. Connecting. Successfully connected. Alright, awesome. So I've got the Spark app running. Let me switch to a tone that's not going to blow my head off. Alright, so I'm going to pick my custom one that I have set up here. So Spark app is running. Now let me fire up GarageBand and let's just test out and see how this works. So GarageBand is loading. So right away, just off the bat, the audio is playing through the Spark Amp itself. So the one thing that you'll notice, when you have this set up, is if you go into your Bluetooth settings, you're going to notice that there are actually two Spark Bluetooth connections. So there is the Spark 40 audio, which if you're using this as a Bluetooth speaker, you connect to that. And the Spark 40 BLE is the Bluetooth channel that connects the Spark app to the Spark, so you can modify all of your settings. So the audio is coming through. This is the patch I have loaded in the Spark. So now let's go in and add a track. Wow, this is so painful. Track settings, recording, multi-take, I don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna go here. Audio recorder, so I'm gonna pick instrument. So it gives me this pop-up. I'm going to turn monitoring on and then I'm going to shut it off because now I'm getting some echo. So you can see USB signal. It's pretty good. I switch the monitoring off. So now I'm not getting that weird kind of chorusy effect. So question was, really, can you have these both running at the same time? It works now, but now let me flip back to the Spark app and let's so it's syncing the hardware, and let me switch to another patch here. Let's go Satch Overdrive. Boom. Okay. So that switched no problem. Now let's see if this messes anything up in GarageBand. Nope, so nothing messed up at all. So it looks like that works fine. Let's just go in and record something. So, alright, so there we go. Recording with GarageBand. Everything seemed like it was working just fine for me. I don't know, maybe it's something with the app settings, maybe it's something with the firmware, maybe it depends on what iPhone that you have as well. But it seems to work just fine. Really, the only pain in the butt is if you just dealing with this small screen. But something that you can do, if you have an Apple TV, obviously you could mirror this to your Apple TV, and then you would have a bigger screen, at least that you could look at and organize, but you'd still have to obviously do everything through the touch screen here. So let's close this off and let's get to the next thing. So now let's just get into the actual comments. So one of the comments was around, actually still getting tons of comments around shipping times for the little Spark shipping app that I created. And on July 24th, Positive Grid sent out another email with a shipping update that they, over the last 2 weeks, they've shipped 42,000 units, just about, and they're going to be shipping 90%, they estimate they're going to ship 90% of the units out by July 31st. So really cool that they actually added shipping updates for the continents. Well, the US, I guess. I think the US is a continent. So the US, they added an update about shipping for US, Europe, Japan, Australia, and they also added another tracking estimate. So if you are logging into their website, into your account, and you're looking at where you're tracking your order, now they're putting estimated shipping times, and I don't think they were doing that before. They also had a note in there about revamping their customer support to kind of keep up with the demand. So hey, take that for what you want. I still do see lots of comments. There's been a couple of comments. People have asked that they can't enter their information into the app. So that video has been updated, that I've actually taken that app down because I finished my work project, so I don't need a test app anymore, and it cost me money to actually keep it up. It doesn't seem like it's worth it now. And Positive Grid seems to be a little more upfront with their shipping times, especially this email that came out from the CEO talking about the delay in shipping and all that type of stuff. All right, so other interesting comments that have happened over the last week. There was one request to do a full song recording but miking the amp, and yes, I actually did have the mic off center in the one test that I did, so this is a lot easier with my iPhone. So the actual speaker for the Spark, let's get this thing out of the way, is right here. And I was miking it off center a little bit to the middle. So I am going to do a full test of that as well, because while we're in lockdown, my band, we're doing a few cover songs as well. So we've got a couple of cover songs, one AC/DC song and a Lee Aaron song. So for anybody who was an 80s child, we're going to be doing those that cover from Lee Aaron, which should be really pretty cool. I did the tracking with the Spark the first time, but I'm actually going to redo it just for that video, and I'm going to mic the Spark amp, and then I'm going to run the audio through my audio interface for the dry signal. So any other interesting questions? Still, yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through the channel here, and lots of questions around shipping, stuff like that. Yeah, so there's the question from can I use both Bluetooth connections so I could use the app to control the Spark amp and play my own backing tracks through the speaker at the same time? So I could use the app and play my own backing tracks. That would be interesting. Let's give that one a shot too. Okay, I am assuming that this is going to work just fine. So let me go into Bluetooth settings and make sure that the Spark audio is connected. I'm going to connect that Bluetooth. So these are both connected here, and what I'm going to do is just play something. Turn the volume down so it doesn't blow my head off. Audio is coming through there. So yes. Turn that Bluetooth down. So the other thing to note, when you are playing music through the Spark amp, the music volume on top controls that output. And the output only controls your guitar level. So yes, that works fine. You can stream your own audio through this, which gives you an alternate option instead of using the jam mode that's built in with the Spark app. So, all right. All right, so yeah, sorry about the little clunky video this time around. I'm just gonna chop the parts up, but this is kind of the whole point. This is just do a live take, have my comments here on the other screen so I can see what were some interesting comments that I could do a quick live demo for. And just as a reminder, I started another show called Tutorial Tuesday that I kicked off. And with a bit of a longer video from what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to be doing short 3-minute tutorials. Starting on Tuesdays, it's probably going to expand to Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's targeted at the home studio hobbyist. So there's a ton of content out there with so many tutorials and things like that, but I'm not seeing a lot that are really targeted at the hobby musicians or people that are just getting started. So I've been recording at home for just over a couple of years now, so I'm kind of, you know, a page ahead in the manual, if you want to call it that way. So the first video was really the 12 most important lessons that I learned over the last couple of years, and then going forward it's just going to be short videos to kind of point you to some interesting resources that will hopefully get you started, because if you're anything like me, you spend a lot of time watching videos around what's the best interface for a home studio, what are the best speakers, what's the best DAW I should use, and because there are millions and millions of these videos, I found myself sitting there watching this stuff and watching so many of them and thinking, well, what if I wanted to do this? You know, if I buy this interface and then I want to do that later, I might not be able to do that, so I should, you know, maybe hold off a little bit. And the best advice that I would give to myself looking back is just get started. Rent the cheapest interface you possibly can find from a local music store. A lot of my viewers are Spark amp owners, or at least once they get theirs. You can use that as an audio interface as well. Heck, you can even just, if you have a phone, you can just use the built-in microphone just to get sound recorded. And yeah, you're not going to get a great sound with it, but that really isn't the point. The point is to just get familiar with what it's like recording stuff, because that is going to be the most difficult thing. You'll definitely learn all the plugins, that's no problem. Once you get started with whatever DAW you can afford or some of the free ones, you'll figure that stuff out very, very easily. Those are the easy things, but it's just everything around the production and the recording I found was at least the most difficult for me. So remember to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this One Take Wednesday. Again, sorry for the bad video and audio quality. It's only because I wanted to focus on recording GarageBand on the iPhone, and I will see you next week. So leave a comment on this video about anything related to home studio recording, and I will do a live demo of it on the next episode. See you soon.